Good afternoon. My name is Angga Dirja. I am the research professor at the Agency for the Assessment and Application of Technology, also lecturer on natural resources at the National Resilience Institute, also council member of the Asia Pacific Ecological Association. First of all, I would like to thank Professor Dr. Jamaluddin Jompa and also the committee who have given me the opportunity to present a paper with the title Tropical Seaweed Cultivation Taxonomy, the Ahematoid Indonesian Seaweed Value Chain and Innovation. Indonesia has a potential for seaweed species diversity. Sibolga expedition in 1899 recorded around 782 species, included green algae, brown algae, and red algae. Some studies also carry out. For example, Heine in 1922, they recorded about the 23 species consumed as food. And some study also carry out in Buginesia project in Spermando Island, South Sulawesi, recorded about 199 species. Ethnobotany and Ethnoparmacogy study at Warambadi coastal area in Sumba Island recorded about 79 species, including green, red, and also brown species, including 54 species consumed as food and 38 species consumed as herbal medicine for traditional cosmetic, antipyretic, antiseptic, nose bleeding, stomach ailment, and some using also and for urinary disease. Tri Handayani 2019 evaluated and recorded the new data, the total species in Indonesia around 900 species, including green algae, red algae, and also brown algae. This map is potential map for seaweed farming area in Indonesia. Two genus have been cultivated in Indonesia, Ahema species and also Glacilaria species. The blue one is a Glacilaria species and also Ahema species for the black one. So the priority location area for seaweed farming in Indonesia for 2020 to 24 is the East Indonesian area, like in Maluku Islands, Papua, and also continues the area in Sulawesi Island. According to the expansion of our seaweed farming in Indonesia, so we need the seedling for the seaweed. So we try to prepare the seed production with the three methods. First is strain selection, and the second is tissue culture, and the last is spores development. I mean, it's the spores development. According to the Seaweed Industry Association in Indonesia, the number of processors in Indonesia about 63 industry, including the 21 agar industry, 40 is a Karaginan industry, and 2 companies for fertilizer industry based on seaweed. they use the level of technology is very various technology. In addition, there are around 50 small and medium enterprise scattered in several regions in Indonesia that produce seaweed base for food and drinks. And about the number of exporting, we have around 25 seaweed exporting companies in Indonesia. This slide describes according the spread of seaweed industry in Indonesia, from west in North Sumatra to east in East Nusa Tenggara province. More this company in East Java compared to south of Sulawesi. We have the products industry based on seaweed in Indonesia. We have a fresh seaweed as edible seaweed in various forms, dry seaweed, alkali treated seaweed from Spinosum, also Cotoneae and Gracilaria. We have also alkali treated seaweed chip from Spinosum and Cotoneae, and semi-refined Karaginan for food grade and non-food grade, and also we have refined Karaginan industry, refined agar industry, and also we have a blended products for application products. From a small and medium enterprise, more use of a seaweed powder and their blended products for food and also some use for the other activities, other product I mean. Also we have two company produce a fertilizer as a biostimulant, and also we use the liquid and solid waste in Indonesia as a raw material for various products from liquid and solid waste. Seaweed production data is a big issue in Indonesia because there are still differences between the data declared by the government and the data from the business and also academic that occur every year. For example, production data for 2018, the total production of seaweed 2018 was 1 million dry tons. This is declared by the Ministry of Marine Affairs, Fisheries and Marine Affairs. But according to data from the industry, also the academics, while the 365,000 tons, both agarophyte and carrageenophyte. So we have differences or disparities between from the government and also the academics and the industry, amounted about 650 tons, 100 tons. The other issue is for the farmers, according to the wet yield of the raw material, dry yield of the material, and then the conformity to the standard like moisture content, impurities, maturity, the quality of product according to yield and gel strength from the seaweed, and the other issue is the input energy and also land and labor I mean. In traders, the issue is the security of supply according to volume and price relatively to quality according to moisture content, impurities, yield, and also gel strength. At the processor, the issues is the raw material quality. We have some produce, the raw material from the farmer is the low quality. Energy use is the costly, and also water use, chemical use, labor, investment, solid and liquid waste intensity, and conformity to standard, to international standard, according to gel strength, viscosity, color, and microbes content. This is more the issue and position for the seaweed industry in Indonesia. According to input, price are not stable, quality is not stable, the number does not match like raw material. In processing, according to the capacity, we still low capacity in every industry in Indonesia. Chemical imports and also energy is still high cost. According to the product, mostly semi-finished, like mostly semi-finished is the semi-refined or refined agar or refined keraginan, but not formulation product, not application product. Mostly for food and also feed. Research and development aspect. Recent applications are scattered and cannot be commercialized. Limited funding sources for our research and development in Indonesia. According to export, we have issue about the price are not competitive. Keraginan is third position and agar is the 8th position. To overcome these issues, a policy approach is used through value chain process intervention, starting the farming development in the upstream and then go to downstream, production increase about the farming, and also processing industry development and development or improvement of product utilization in Indonesia. We have become to the product application, so we have the value chain improvement. So we have a program, Sewit Industry Development Strategy for 2015-2030. Sorry. To the value chain development process, we use then call INSPIRE program. Integrated, sustainable, productive, innovative, resource efficient, and resource efficient enterprise development. We consider about the traceability, productivity, and resource efficiency. Go to the INSPIRE program with the consider the profitability, market access, and sustainability. So these activities to converging the demands, the activities is every levels. The activities are from the farmers, from nurseries, off-farm and on-farm, and also traders, local traders, exporter, and also processing phase and also formulation for the application, for the product application. We consider about the productivity, traceability, resource efficiency, for the quality, food safety, and also competitiveness and sustainability. To integrate business response between traceability, resource efficiency, and productivity, we have the value chains. This slide to describe intervention along the value chains, starting for the upstream farming, go to the market and trade. Farming, we consider productivity, quality, and sustainability. According to processing, we consider about the productivity, efficiency, quality, product development, and traceability. And the market and trade, we consider about the branding, exhibition, business meeting, and magic making. The policy from government and education program support to this intervention along the value chains. This is interaction and collaboration process between components. Sewit industry in Indonesia, we have institutional seaweed business and industry. education and training monitoring program, and also business and industry development program. And the component interaction between technology sources from the college, university, and then research, R&D, research and development, government and industry, and also the government, central and local government support for these activities with the policies, and on the final financial services, and also other services like transportation, warehouse, and the other activities to support this interaction and collaboration process between components. This is to describe our project, our program in Indonesia about seaweed industry development from upstream to downstream. We need the collaboration. We call the pentahelix collaboration process between institution and entities, from the government, business, academics, public or communities, and also media. So we have multi-program for seaweed industry development, and 5 years first we use we try to develop the technology integration for products that are on the market. And the second step, between 20 to 25, technology development and modification for new product. And the next 5 years, next after 25 and until 30, we need the technology development for development of new products. Multi-program in Indonesian seaweed industry with the collaboration of the pentahelix, innovation and technology drive the competitiveness. So in multi-program, we divided to the push and pull strategy. Push this model, we starting the manufacturer, the supplier, and to the opposite that, distributor, retailer, and customer. Different with the pull-based method from customer, retailer, distributor, manufacturer, and supplier. So we have strategy for strengthening the competitiveness of national seaweed industry in Indonesia. The first is increasing the productivity and efficiency of seaweed business. We consider about the provision of seaweed superior seed, development of the development of higher value seaweed species and varieties, development of seaweed farming village based on the local wisdom, improve seaweed farming methods to increase productivity and yield strength, increase efficiency of UPRL, this is the seaweed industry, via application of the integrated approach on productivity and traceability, we call the INSPIRE tool. Development of semi-refined carrageenan and refined carrageenan industries. Development of value-added products based on seaweed waste. We produce some product application with the raw material with seaweed waste industry. And the last, development of food products based on seaweed in the scale of small and medium enterprise industry. The second way of strategy is the strengthening seaweed quality and standards to meet the requirements of export destination countries. The third, facilities of export requirements while maintaining product quality and safety as well as sustainability and in accordance with the requirement of the destination countries. The fourth strategy, increase competence and number of human resources of seaweed business actors from upstream to downstream. The fifth strategy is the strengthening the role of the Tropical Seaweed Innovation Network as a seaweed stakeholder network to strengthen cooperation and synergy in the field of seaweed innovation. The sixth strategy, brand image, to enhancement of Indonesian seaweed products, with the activities strengthening the Indonesian seaweed brand in national and international exhibition, participation in international scale exhibition, and business matching. The last strategy is promotion and education of seaweed products to the public. I can summary from my people is the policy planning and strategy must be based on accurate data. Value chain development as a policy approach. The program is based on supply, push, and demand pull strategies. The program must be implemented with the support of human resources development and budget availability. The programs are carried out with the interaction and collaboration between institutions or entities or between stakeholders. The program versus time. Some of outputs and outcomes again a function of time, and the program must have clear and measurable milestone. The national program implementation must have a conductor who is able to accommodate, motivate, and harmonize all stakeholder activities. This is the last strategy, the last summary I think is the important. The national program implementation must be supported by fostering a national seaweed industry innovation and competitiveness ecosystem with the collaboration of pentahelix, government, businessmen, academics, society, community, and the media. Thank you very much for your attention.